Would you financially provide for your wife?
Of course, absolutely. She is my wife, therefore she is my responsibility.
Would you financially provide for your wife?
Do I have to? Oh, can't she just take care of?
You will be surprised to find out that American women also aren't as traditional or don't measure up the level of Russian women as well. But anyway, gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the desert, as today we'll be discussing how not only American, but especially American, but overall modern Western women behave, because on this video's comments you have all the women saying how men today are not men but they are little boys, how we are princesses, how we are in our feminine energy and all of that, but little do they talk about how women behave. All right, because let me tell you guys, if you've been living under a rock for the last 20 years, modern are not feminine as they were before, and many more things. So let's just go through it, gentlemen. But if you like this content, please like and subscribe now to show this content to more men. Now guys, let's get on with our first video.
You cannot look at this and tell me that you don't have baby fever.
Oh, there you have, guys, the modern feminine woman. She sees a little baby and no feelings at all, no nothing. The title of the video reads, "I don't know what that is, honestly, never felt it a day in my life." I think that a snake can be more, nurturing than these modern women. But gentlemen, let's please have a look at probably the most disgusting comment section I've ever seen. It's all women. "I feel nothing when I see babies, but puppies though, oh my hell, do I hold hatred for those people that prefer animals over people." I have this dream, guys, where I will lock them in my basement, and together with a rat, and then show up with a gun and ask them who to shoot at, because hey, animals are better than people according to you, so you let me know. Not that I'm inciting that, not that I have done it, but just want to see their values go through in that situation. Anyways, let's continue. "My exact thought was, that's a baby. Glad I don't have one." Another one says, "I feel disgust." Hey, this woman, guys, feels disgust seeing babies. "I work with kids, never once have they given me baby fever. I would actually crash out if I was pregnant." Another one says, "Ugh," and a vomiting emoji. So this person wants to puke, wants to vomit when she sees a baby. Another one says, "I went, ew." Another one says, that part, and I have genuine phobia of pregnancy. It stressed me out. I feel nothing. This comment section is my safe space, says another one. Another one says, "I have a kid and I don't have baby fever." My hell, guys, do we continue reading? Do we continue reading? This is disgusting. All right, so but women nowadays, they are whining because men, they don't want to provide for me. They don't want to buy me things all the time. They don't want to do this and that. But when it comes to women, we are literally vomiting at the idea of seeing a baby. It's just disgusting. My hell, these people. But anyway, let's move on to the third video that is also from this woman holding the baby, right? This is what men want. Just a wife and a kid. That's it. Okay, the kiss on the mouth was too much for me, guys. I do get how some people, don't do it in a romantic manner. I do understand that in some cultures it isn't romantic, but for me, I don't know, just someone kissing a little baby in the mouth, I don't know. Are you okay with kissing minors on the mouth? I mean, your kids, not just some random kid. Better leave that topic alone, guys, and move back to the topic that there you have, just a beautiful wife and mother and a beautiful baby. That's all that like 80%, 90% of men want. They don't want nothing more. They don't care that much about money. They don't care that much about a profession or this and that, to have just a beautiful wife and a kid, maybe live in some rural area far away from the city. That's all they dream. You'll be surprised at how many things men are willing to do in order to achieve that goal. It's all they want. So men, yeah, they may be not as traditional as before, but they still are in many aspects. Modern women, though, to find a woman that has the same dream and doesn't want to be a, just a hedonist, a selfish a-hole, is very hard to find in modern day. But gentlemen, let's move on to the fourth one. Yes, this video was just a woman kissing her baby, but you don't know how this is like an oasis in a desert. I spend an hour every day browsing through TikTok to find content, and finding this, gentlemen, was like such a relief, to not find a woman shouting for a change.
Explain why there's...
But with that being said, let's move on to a woman shouting, guys.
Explain why there's no female loneliness epidemic. Explain why there's no passport girls.
Because both questions, because women are playing dating on rookie difficulty, right? That is why there is no loneliness epidemic, which there is, because even though they are playing at rookie difficulty, they still suck at it. They are so bad at it. My hell, they are still managing to fail. They are still managing to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, and they are still single. But yes, they are playing on rookie difficulty. This is why they don't become passport bros.
Explain that there's no group chat of 70,000 women planning to do horrible, unthinkable things to men.
I mean, so you're referencing that one Discord group of some toxic man that nobody cares or agrees with? All right. I mean, we just watched a video with a comment section that is extremely disgusting coming from women, so I don't know.
Explain that.
Well, there the TikTok ends, guys. This woman is very confused. She cannot provide answers even to the most basic questions because she is a modern, insufferable, stupid, brat-like woman. So I hope these answers, made it a little easier on her. And those are your answers. Women play on rookie difficulty. It's extremely easy for them. They still manage to fail, and they are not feminine at all. They are the furthest thing that a man would want. But now, guys, let's move on to our article stories. As we have the first one, it may shock you guys, but a woman just realized why she fails at dating. And it's because of her. Incredible. I just learned what limerence is, and it was disturbingly eye-opening. From Wikipedia, limerence is the term for romantic infatuation, and it's apparently not healthy, even though it's basically the only basis I've been using for my dating. So, whoops. Whoopsie. I thought all people felt this way when they first met someone, and that's what a crush or falling in love is like. But apparently, plot twist, it's bad? Is this why I'm so messed up romantically and my only experiences have been abusive relationships, trauma bonding, or unrequited obsessions? Yes. Yeah, I know it's very shocking to learn, but basing all your dating life and romantic prospects on the spark is not a good strategy. It's shocking, guys. It's appalling for these women. But yes, you should, fall in love, quote unquote, with more things than just the spark. If you actually use your head and your brain to make decisions rather than just your momentary flings in emotions, you will be better off in life. Very shocking for this woman. Let's continue reading. This could also explain why everyone's always telling me to date people who are interesting and nice, but whom I have no feelings for, and I can't bring myself to do it. I guess I'm waiting for this limerence feeling, which apparently only 35 to 50% of people even experience at all. Yeah, it's the women who experience it, alright? 50% of the people, it's women who experience it. I mean, not literally, but mostly. Men don't just date for limerence or the feeling. I mean, yes, men will be highly attracted to a big pair of jugs, but that's as far as it goes. If for any rational man wouldn't make any decisions to, for example, date an OnlyFans model just because she has a nice body, right? On the other hand, women constantly dismiss good men to go with men who probably come from 7 broken relationships, have impregnated some other women and run away, do substances, hit their mothers just because they happen to be attractive. And alternatively, it explains why I'm afraid to talk to the people I'm actually attracted to. Like, I'm more intensely afraid of being around them than I am of interacting with a stranger. I put them on such a pedestal, I don't think I'm worthy. This explains why I'm so bad at dating. Intrusive thinking about the object of your passionate desire, the limerent object, or LO as we're going to call it moving forward, who is a possible S3-actual partner. Acute longing for reciprocation, dependency of mood and on LO's actions, or more accurately, your interpretation of LO's actions with respect to the probability of reciprocation. Inability to react limerently to more than one person at a time. Exception occur only when limerence is at low. Some fleeting and transient relief from unrequited limerent passion through vivid imagination of action by LO, that means reciprocation. Fear of rejection and sometimes incapacitating but always unsettling shyness in LO's presence, especially in the beginning and whenever uncertainty strikes. Intensification through adversity. Acute sensitivity to any act or thought or condition that can be interpreted favorably. And an extraordinary ability to devise or invent reasonable explanations for why the neutrality that the disinterested observer might see is in fact a sign of hidden passion, the LO. So there you have, guys, sort of like all the rationalizations that women go through when dating Chad, all right? That one guy who they call on the second day after he's pumped and dumped them, and he's like, who's that again? Were you the 3rd or 4th woman I slept with this weekend? These guys don't care at all. They never cared about these women. They just use them for their bodies. But women will go to incredible lengths to try to view that as good, to try to give them second chances. Oh, this will work out. They are just so thirsty for that man's attention and validation. Meanwhile, if you're a guy who cares about these women and genuinely wants to love them for who they are, they won't give you second chances. The standards, the expectations will just keep increasing. You'll have to go through all the loops and you'll have to do 100 things. You'll have to be a dog on a leash and they still won't like you. An aching of the heart when uncertainty is strong. Buoyancy when reciprocation seems evident. A general intensity of feelings that leaves other concerns in the background. Remarkable ability to emphasize what is truly admirable in LO and to avoid dwelling on the negative, even to respond with a compassion for the negative and render it. I can change him, Dad. Emotionally, if not perceptually, another positive attribute. Well, yeah, I didn't need to read all of that to know that women just are too emotional when it comes to partner selection and base everything off their feelings, which said feelings probably comes from them lacking a father figure in their life, yeah, or making bad decisions. Didn't need to read all of that, but yes, this woman found out, guys. She's incredibly shocked. When Wikipedia says it, they believe it. Women have been shouting from the rooftops, please stop dating the bad boys with 18 tattoos on their chest. Please stop going for that guy who's a 10 out of 10. He's probably a player. And they're like, no, I can change him, Dad, I can change him. But now that Wikipedia says, they believe it. Well, all right. Let's move on to a last one, guys, a very short one. Awful date leaves me crying in my car. I, 29 male, was on a date with a woman last night. I was incredibly excited to go. I'm not the best looking guy and have been trying hard to get back into the dating scene. No success. By the way, when men say I'm not the best looking guy, they could easily be a 6 or a 7, all right? Don't you think that this guy is like a 3? No, it's just men are realistic, and even pessimistic, because they could be a 6 out of 10, but for a woman, a 6 out of 10 is like a 3 out of 10. So men also change their perception. This guy could easily be a 7 out of 10, saying that, I'm not the best looking guy. Meanwhile, we have women who are 4 out of 10s, calling themselves princesses. I continue. I met this woman at Tinder and we went to a bar. I live in kind of a small town, so the bar was empty apart from us and the bartender. It was also early in the night. I immediately noticed vibes were off. Yeah, because, again, she saw you being, let's say, a 7 or a 6, and she thought, oh no, it's a 3 out of 10 man. He's not even 6'5". He didn't come in a Ferrari, and she probably thought that she wasted her time. And she seemed like she didn't want to be there. When we ordered our drinks, she immediately put one of those drink covers on it to prevent roofies and other substances like that. As soon as I saw it, my heart sank. The date was incredibly awkward. She left in an Uber shortly after. I went to my car and cried. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know how much longer I can do this thing called life anymore. So this guy, a woman saw him and immediately, you know, all schizophrenic, put a a cover drink, you know, so this guy doesn't put some substances in her drink. I don't know if that's a previous experience that she's had with all those chats that she allows to go through her legs. I don't know if she's like schizophrenic, thinking that everybody wants to be putting substances in their drinks. But anyway, that's what she did. And again, guys, someone will say, oh, she's just taking measures to be safe. Guys, this same woman is probably going to Chad's house at 2 a.m. in the morning to have S3X and sleep at a stranger's location, alright? I'm not buying this whole thing of, oh, I just want to be safe. No, you just feel weirded out by guys who are not a 9 or a 10. That's it. But let's read some of the comments. Let's see what Reddit has to advise this guy. Man, I tell people all the time that the internet isn't always going to work to look for a long-term relationship. Those sucked into long-distance ones ain't the answer usually either. You need to focus on you and leveling up personally while you make good connections in real life, not over a screen. Yeah, I will agree. I don't know when people will realize that online dating doesn't work. You have all women and all men complaining about online dating, yet still going there. I just don't get it. You don't appreciate, so here we have a moron. You don't appreciate that your date is smart enough to protect herself? Hadn't even met you yet. I could see that stinging, but logically, I get it. Oh, so if I prove to you that these are the same women that will go and tuck up with a person they don't even know, will you still get it then? I think you're having an overreaction to this. I'm 90% sure had you been like, whatever, the drink cover and just got out of your own way, the date wouldn't have been half bad. No, you don't get it. And I presume this is a woman because she has no idea about dating whatsoever. No, the date wouldn't have gone better or worse. The date was doomed the moment this woman saw him, right? It was over in the first 3 seconds. But you don't get it because you're most probably a woman. I continue now. Dating can be tough, especially when things don't go as expected. But please don't blame yourself. It's natural for people to take precautions these days. I get she didn't know you and it was quiet there, so maybe she was cautious. Doesn't reflect on you as a person. Yada yada. That's the best advice, guys. Get off the fucking apps. That's the best advice. And we're gonna close on this thought that, you know, as a man, is just so soul crushing be on the dating apps, so just don't be on them. Or if you're on them, take them like a game, which I still don't advise, because even if you take them less seriously, they're still gonna hit you negatively. But hey, what is your opinion, guys? Are you on the dating apps? And if you are, why don't you leave me a comment saying why you are there? Like, what are you waiting to gain there? I will be quite interested. But gentlemen, thank you for joining me and Ampu. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.